Today, we introduce a new segment looking at all that's great about RHS. And tonight, Tiernan hosts a big game. We are Richmond and we are... Long time no see, I'm Big Dave. We have a full show today as we explore some great things at RHS, talk one of the biggest games of the season for RHS boys basketball, and more. But we begin with a look at a couple RHS teachers' creative approach to teaching argumentative essay writing. In Miss Gray's and Miss Hogg's classes, a crime scene emerges as they cautiously step into this investigation. From finding clues and mysteries, what will they uncover in this investigation?
So this is a interactive kind of learning experience our English teachers are doing. So they wrote out a crime scene and then a bunch of evidence, so it's kind of like a murder mystery thing. We just go around, read the evidence, and then come to a conclusion.
Well, we found the stolen goods at a pawn shop and talked to the pawn shop owner. So we're able to figure out that they were pawned off by the son and another person who robbed the place.
As you can see, students learned a lot in a very interesting way, thanks to Mrs. Gray and Ms. Hogg. Talented and creative teachers have always been a big part of RHS, and in the new segment today, we explore the legacy left by one such teacher from back in the early 1900s. Today we are telling our story of the RHS Orchestra.
We've become increasingly immune to the incredible qualities of our school. Richmond High School is a very historic place, whether we know it or not. One of the many examples of this is our historic orchestra program.
One of the most amazing things about our orchestra program is it's the first in the United States to be in public education. Started in 1900 by William Earhart. It started off as a violin, guitar, and mandolin class with the Boys Glee Club, and it very quickly evolved into a full-time class at the high school that people were signing up for. It ended up growing to be an absolutely huge program. Under the direction of Ralph Burkhart, there were over 200 students here in the high school orchestra, not just strings, but include percussion and winds as well. We've had our own harp studio here in the school, which is unheard of in the school curriculum, and it's just developed into this massive program that's lasted and stood the test of time.
Mr. West has also done a good job of maintaining the traditions of the RHS orchestra program, as well as passing its legacy to the next generation.
Being Philharmonic or symphonic orchestra is not very common in schools, especially rural schools like we're in here, but to be where you have strings and winds and percussion all together is something that we've kept going. It died off for a little while when the program got a little small, but we brought it back up the last 3 years and it's getting better and bigger every year.
I've been in a lot of leadership positions since I've started orchestra, and it feels really great to sort of like pass on the legacy, you know.
It's a little intimidating at first when you think about some of the big names that have been here for as long as they have, and you're heading up a program that has been here for decades at this point, a whole century or more, and it's a little intimidating because you're like the one that's supposed to help try to keep that going, but at the same time you know that you're part of a really long-standing tradition of excellence here, and it's growing, it's getting better every year, we've got great kids, so it's a lot of fun to be a part of this program.
Not only is our orchestra program just about staying true to its past accomplishments, it also fosters passion for music and creates exciting opportunities for everyone involved.
We do a lot of collaboration in the classroom. It's a very interactive process, and yeah, it's really fun to be able to work with other people on certain things and to be able to play music together and whatnot.
I love teaching orchestra in general because you get to make music, and for me making music isn't work, it's fun. I get to help students understand the joy and passion that comes with being in music and making music and helping somebody else feel something they did not intend to feel. And the kids are a big reason why I come here. We get to work with some of the most bright and talented students in the entire school in our program, and that's just so much fun to get to do. I really enjoy that.
It offers so many opportunities for just everything. Like if you want to go into college, you know, for music or a musical profession, it's a great start.
It definitely instills like a certain type of work ethic within you. It teaches you self-discipline because you have to practice a lot. And also, you know, there's opportunities for leadership, there's opportunities to work within the community.
The RHS orchestra program has always been an incredible part of our history, which sadly has been overlooked. Appreciating our musicians, students, and instructors are all ways to acknowledge and respect our community. I'm Hannah Johnson, and we're on the air.
Each week in our regular show, we'll continue to tell our story about the things that make RHS great, including teachers, students, history, and more. We have a few reminders for you as we close out the week. The Boys and Girls Club Bowling Night, originally scheduled for Wednesday, this week was postponed and rescheduled for Wednesday, February 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. Remember, you'll bowl for free at Legend Lanes, but you must stop by and pick up a flyer from the club. If you have questions, call the club. And there's still time to sign up for the Boys and Girls Club's Workforce Initiative Network session in March. You can earn up to $350 for participating. There are 20 seats available. The session is open to students in grades 8 and up. You can earn $100 for the first 3 weeks, and if you are chosen to continue, an additional $250 for the last 4 weeks. If you are interested, stop by the Boys and Girls Club and talk to Larry Young. The RHS class of 2026 will be selling Valentine's Day candy and roses during all 3 lunches on February 12th, 13th, and 14th. Roses will be $1 each or $10 for a bouquet. And don't forget that you can take your Valentine out on Valentine's Day to Chipotle and help RHS students go on a field trip to Puerto Rico. It's time for another Black History Month moment with Antoine West.
Thanks, David. This time for Black History Month, we focus on James Thomas Ramsey, better known as Baby Huey. Ramsey was an RHS graduate who after school moved to Chicago and had a successful music career as Baby Huey and the Babysitters.
Although I'm filled with love, I'm afraid they'll hurt my pride.
His music included self-referential rhymes that later would be popularized by rappers and hip-hop music. His influence continued long after his early death from his heroin addiction, with his music being sampled by some of rap music's biggest artists, including Ice Cube and popular artists such as John Legend. For his contribution to music, we honor James Thomas Ramsey for Black History Month.
This crazy town, having a hard time. There's no love.
Thank you, Antoine. It's been a quiet week for sports, but tomorrow night, Tiernan Center will host one of the biggest games in the state as Kokomo comes to town with McDonald's All-American Flory Bidunga. The Wildcats are still in the race for an NCC championship, and the Red Devils look to spoil those hopes as well as put themselves in position to earn a possible share of the NCC title. Game time is 7:30 and it could possibly sell out, so get there early and be prepared to see the parking lots fill up fast. The theme is blackout, so wear black and be prepared to get loud. And that's all for our show. And for All in the Air, I'm David Perez, and you have a great weekend.
From our